Stick with me, and we're going to talk about the new side effects that some people are having with the Mandela Effect. If you don't know what the Mandela Effect is, then go ahead and take a look at my other videos. You'll see a little tab appearing up top right now. Just click that, and that'll help you understand what this video is about. Otherwise, it's going to sound like gibberish madness. So you're here because you are either seeing side effects in your own life, or you know somebody that's going through this that has woke up with the Mandela Effect. I myself have had a few of these. What I noticed, and what Kate has noticed, is there's a lot of people talking about on Reddit and on Facebook, and they seem to have these effects in common. So I'm going to go over the most common ones, and I'd like you to comment below if you're having these, or if you're having some effects maybe I missed. So the first one I want to talk about is headaches. Some people have noticed that since they discovered this effect, that they're starting to have headaches, and they've never either had headaches or they haven't had them in a long time, and they're more of the migraine variety. And what also comes with that is a lot of people are talking about ringing in their ears, tinnitus. Headaches and tinnitus seem to go kind of hand in hand, but they noticed it's happened a lot in the last few months. The next one I want to talk about, which really seems evident, and you can see this in chat rooms big time, is dyslexia. Now, our society has become worse and worse at spelling because we rely so much on spell check. I'm dyslexic myself, so it's not like my spelling was great in the first place. But in a sentence, I might misspell one or two words and correct them. Now I'm misspelling most of the sentence. I'll look and the whole darn thing is red and lit up. And it feels like I have to go back numerous times and reread the sentence. And even when I change it, it's like my fingers are typing letters that my brain is telling it to. Like it's skipping letters. That's kind of a sign of dyslexia, when your brain does something completely opposite than your hand and what you're thinking. What's interesting is I've lived a whole lifetime of this, so I'm used to adapting around it, but my girlfriend is a grammar Nazi, and this is really unsettling to her because she has excellent grammar, and now she's almost given up trying to correct her grammar because it's gotten so bad and her spelling's gotten so bad. And what's interesting is if you look at the comments, the people that have woke up to this effect, their comments are all misspelled way worse than normal. And you'll start noticing it now that I mentioned it. If you go to the Facebook post or whatever, you'll see everybody's misspelling stuff left and right. And they feel like there's a lag in your brain. It feels like it's just a little off, that things don't fire correctly. And this is common, a real common thing that people just aren't really talking about. So I wanted to bring it up here. If you're having that problem, please comment below. Also, on the same note as dyslexia, people are suffering from aphasia and ataxia. In other words, let me just put it this way. Their brain will think of a word, and then their mouth says a different word. It's kind of like people that have had head injuries or brain damage, that they have problems speaking. They'll think they said one word, but something actually else came out of their mouth, and they're not even aware they're doing it. People are saying those kind of effects are happening besides just the bad typing. It's almost like the same symptoms of a mild brain injury or a concussion. Another thing is warping of reality. And what I mean by that is, when I first started having this effect, it seemed almost like people explain it when they have a drug trip, where all of a sudden they're looking at something and the wall will warp, or you see like a gravity wave or some sort of shift. I was getting glimpses of that when I was working on the keyboard. It would all of a sudden just kind of like warp a little, or my screen would warp a little, and that went on a few days. It eventually stopped for me, but I know that's still a problem with some people. So if you're having that, comment below. Another one is upset stomach, nausea, and almost like the symptoms of a shock victim. For 2 days, I felt very queasy and uncomfortable. Now again, this might also be the symptoms of shock, because that's what happens to people that, when someone dies in their family or something really emotional happens, they just lose their appetite and feel like a knot in their stomach. So that's what that could be. It's just, waking up to a new reality and you're like, holy cow, something major's happened and nobody believes me. Everybody thinks I'm crazy. Maybe that's what that's from. Flip-flopping. And what I mean by this is some of the effects seem to be going back and forth. Like Rice Krispies. In the original timeline, it was with a K, Rice Krispie, and then it changed to a C, and then now it's back to a K. And another one is Tidy Cats. Keeps going back and forth between Tidy Cat and Tidy Cats. Like these flip-flopping, why you're paying attention to this? There'll be a whole community online that is like, oh, by the way, did you notice Tidy Cats changed again today? So it's some sort of weird flip-flopping that if you're seeing that effect, you're not alone. Feeling like you have two sets of memories, and even more sometimes. Like some of these things, I feel like I remembered. It's almost like there were two of me that merged together, that I can access these memories, and they're different, but they both feel real. Someone's either implanting them or we've been merged or something. That seems to be a side effect. And some people are complaining that it's way more than just two sets of memories, that they feel like their memories have been updated numerous times. Like there was a big change in the 80s, and then again in the 90s, and the 2000s, and a few times since then. That it's like layers of implanted memories that some you can think of and some you can't. It's just a big jumble. Some of the more psychic and empathic people are saying they're seeing ghosts or more entities around. That definitely people are talking about their chakras feel more open, their pineal gland is starting to work again, like it decalcified or shook loose, that they can feel energy moving in and out, almost like a great awakening. So not all these side effects are negative, there's some real positive ones. People are also talking that the sun looks different to them now. When they go outside, the sun appears more white than yellow, that it's shifted. Now, there are some theories that we actually jumped to a different place in the galaxy, that our sun is different now and our Earth's a little different. That's a topic for a whole other video. But if you notice that the sun just looks different to you, maybe you should leave a comment. I think there's other people that would be interested. Another big complaint we're seeing is body temperature swings. People are talking about now all of a sudden they're really cold, or they're really hot, or it's almost like they're going through menopause where they're just fluctuating back and forth. That one seems to be a common problem. More tolerant of negativity, that you feel more empathetic. It's almost like a great realization has happened, that you have a renewed sense of purpose. So some of these side effects are wonderfully positive. Like people feel like they woke up and they've just let go of the minutia and the mundane and the negativity around them. And maybe this is us evolving to a higher place, that we're letting go and purging of all those negative emotions. I would think that would be a really good thing and a positive thing. So if you feel like this change has affected you more positively than negatively, I'd like to know. Another thing is vivid lucid dreams. Since we kind of woke up to this, the dreams have been very, very lucid. And like Kate wakes up and she's still exhausted in the morning because she doesn't feel like she gets a good REM dream. But I know she's having very lucid dreams. I'm having really lucid dreams, but I've always been a lucid dreamer, so it's not too different to me, but I'm much more aware I'm dreaming when I'm dreaming now. On a positive side, people are saying their vibrational frequency feels like it's higher, like they've sort of leveled up. You'll hear that term being used. They feel as if maybe they're evolving. More positive things is People are saying that they feel like their cells are vibrating faster, that they can feel them moving around, like their energy level is increasing. I know it sounds strange, but that's what people are describing, that they can feel their cells moving and vibrating faster. And one of the very big ones that seems to be really out there and discussed is people are now hearing a low constant hum. And that's been around for years. People have always said that, people have literally gone crazy and lost their minds because they can't turn this humming off. But it seems to be increasing, that this is a low hum. And you'll see articles about this if you just search around a little bit. And also people are saying they hear booms, like that cities are starting to have sonic booms under them. And that's been going on a long time too, but I don't know if this is increasing or more people are just, because the Mandela Effect has made them their senses higher, that they can hear this now or feel it, but they're talking about it, so I'm going to put it out there. If you have some side effects that are not mentioned in here, especially if you're part of these forums, please let me know, because I'm sure there's stuff I missed, and by no means am I some sort of expert in this. I'm just telling you what I'm seeing popping up over and over and what's happened to me personally. Now, if you're not familiar with my channel, I do a lot of health and how-to and farming videos and just kind of whatever I feel like doing. But there's tons of other great stories. So if you're here just for the Mandela stuff, I have that, and I'll be making lots more videos about it. But check out my other videos too. Also, I have videos over at terranlupo.com that are unlisted